over here.
So the government of Ghana knows that you have elected to remain in Ukraine.
Yeah, the scholarship secretariat knows all those of us who are staying in school in Ukraine.
And since you remained in Ukraine, has the scholarship secretariat made any payments to prove that it supported and knew of your existence there?
No, and not at all. We have had several meetings. This tuition fee we are battling or we are crying for help. It started way back in 2021 and 2022 academic year. So they were supposed to pay this tuition fee long before the war came or the war broke out in Ukraine, because the war came in second semester of that academic year. But they were supposed to pay even before the academic year begins. But it was not done, and the first semester of that academic year elapsed, and we started the second semester of that academic year. And even during that time, we had a meeting with the secretariat, the registrar of the secretariat, Honorable Kinsler Jiman. Yeah, Honorable Kinsler Jiman. And he promised that on that day he was speaking to us. In 2 days' time, they were going to pay us, because he has already released the funds to the embassy in Ben. But up to date, nothing has been. We've sent emails, they've taken our details almost every time. As I'm speaking to you, they are having a meeting with other Schengen countries, but Ukraine has been excluded. As I'm speaking to you, they are on Zoom meeting right now.
So the arrears go way back to 2021, you say?
Yeah, 2021, 2022 academic year, and 2020, 2021 academic year, we were not paid in full.
How many students were affected or are affected?
We were, as I knew, we were about 25 student beneficiaries from the scholarship secretariat.
When was the last time you engaged with the secretariat, and what assurances were you given, if you were given any at all?
We even had a meeting. The registrar came to Hungary last 2 months. Yeah, I think last 2 months he was in Hungary to meet some of the students there. And when he met some of my colleagues who had sought for refuge in Hungary, he told them that we should compile the names of those who are eligible to be paid. That is because some people left to Ghana and other people also relocated or took transfer to other countries. Not all of us are still schooling in Ukraine. Some have relocated. So they took all these names and per their own criteria, they eliminated a lot of them. So I think those of us who are left to be paid are about 8 of us. And till now, we have been pleading. Me, for instance, I've been calling them, sending them email. I've even sent them my expulsion letters. Several times the school has given me opportunity for payment. The embassy is not releasing any letter again to support our argument or our play with the school anymore. And the secretariat are not responding to our calls. No message, no email.
Okay, thank God. We have the secretariat on the line now. Hopefully they'll respond to your direct call. Let me go on the phone line, and you'd want to stay in and listen. Richard Jemfi is head of international relations at the Scholarship Secretariat. Richard, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Oh, thank you.
What's the problem in Ukraine? Why can't you pay their school fees?
It is not deliberate that the Scholarship Secretariat ain't able to pay the fees, the tuitions of students. The war obviously caused a bit of tumultuous in terms of releasing funds to the embassy. Now, from our check, we had 13 beneficiary students who are under our care as Scholarship Secretariat. We understand and we know, we appreciate that we were owing the students in terms of stipends and tuition. And that is not fault of the Secretariat. The Secretariat is a vehicle. The ministry released funds to us, and then we dispatch the funds to the Now, after the war, or when the war happened, we had a meeting with the students because most of them obviously were displaced, almost all of them. But there were some of the institutions, they do have other partners in Hungary. So some of the students that managed to escape to Hungary, they informed us that they are still practicing or they are still going to school in Hungary. We held a meeting and the registrar was very emphatic that if you want to come to Ghana to come and continue your education, we are willing to cover your tuition. As I speak to you, one is in KNUST, one is in UDS, and one is one of, I think, University of Ghana, which we are sponsoring. 3 of them went to Barbados. So what happened is when we send money to cover tuition, it goes to an European embassy, either Bern or Switzerland or Czech Republic. Now, for the students who went to Barbados, Switzerland cannot pay their tuition. It has to go through the United States of America. Unfortunately, we had no money then. It's only last week that we received some funds, and we've been able to pay about 3 students who are still studying in Ukraine. Well, not exactly in Ukraine, but with the Ukraine institution. We've asked the students to provide documents that can prove to us that they are still in education. Because when we compiled the documents that the gentleman is talking about, one of their own came to us to tell us that most of the names in there are not going, the students are not in school. Some decided to go to Germany, some are working in Hungary. So we said that, okay, instead of making a blanket payment, which will come with this repercussion, can you students prove to us that you are still in school? And so if we are satisfied that you are in school and we can renew, mind you, the scholarship award needs to be renewed every year based on your performance. So if you are unable to give us these documents, the scholarship secretariat is not also able to renew the mandate.
Richard, just a quick question. How many students do you know who are still in Ukraine who are on your records? How many students do you have on your records as being students in Ukraine?
13.
13?
Yes.
Okay. The gentleman I'm speaking to, Sethofori, says they are 25.
So if I'm saying 13, it means that these are the 13 that we scholarship secretariat have named their scholarship awards. As I told you earlier, every year the students need to reapply.
Okay, that's fine. That's understood. So this 13, how many of them have you paid for so far?
So last week, as I said earlier, we verified 3 in Ukraine. We've paid. The other 3 in Barbados.
No, don't talk about other countries. Let's focus on you.
They are all Ukrainian students. That is why you are not.
Okay, so they are Ukrainian students who have been sent to Barbados and other universities. That's fine.
Okay. So the meeting was that if you can find a school whose tuition fee is at par with what we are paying currently, we can then consider you and give you the scholarship award.
No problem. So the question is that I'm interested in Ukraine because this gentleman says they are in Ukraine and they are 25. So I want to know those who are physically in a Ukraine university whom you have on your books. You said, I'll come to you, Seth. Seth, I'll come to you. I'll come to you in a bit. I just wanted to get this clarification. The 13, Richard, you've paid for 3. The outstanding 10, when will they get their payments?
So as I said, if they are able to prove to send the documents to us, we are expecting funds hopefully next week. We can then apportion some to go and pay for them.
Okay, let me hear from the student who is in Ukraine now, and we'll just go in a bit, but let's just hear from him. Seth, you can respond in 30 seconds.
Yes, sir. I'm a bit surprised from what Sir Richard is saying. I have personally sent an email to him, and he told me when I finish, I can send you a screenshot or forward you his email response. He told me I should never send him an email again because he's not responsible for the students in Ukraine. I pleaded with him that my situation is critical. I can send you a screenshot or forward you his response. It's true that it's not all of us, the 25 that are currently still studying in Ukraine, but those that we had a critical issue, they only requested that we should provide evidence. They didn't ask for transcript or other things. They were specific with the kind of evidence they needed, and we provided. But those that they said they have paid are only people who are politically linked, and they have people who can speak for them.
Richard.
For some of us that are vulnerable.
Let's hear from Richard. Let's hear from Richard.
That is very disappointing to hear. It is false.
Which one is false? That he has sent you an email and you have told him not to?
No, I can't recollect. But there is no way I will say that I do not care about the students. I explained to students that I am not in charge of payment. I am not in charge of payment. So when you send me the document, I push it to the accounts department. They do their checks and they pay. I am not in charge of student tuition. I am the only person at the secretariat who you easily get my number and even provided my WhatsApp number. So when you are asking me, please sir, I beg you in the name of God, can you pay my tuition? I am explaining to students that I understand their plight. I appreciate it. I've studied in abroad before. I know the troubles and the trauma that comes with it.
So you're not just taking care of political party members and leaving the rest.
Definitely not.
All right, that's fine. Let's leave it here. We'll come back to this subject in the coming days. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Yes, you are always welcome. Please just give us ample time before you notice.
We'll do so. That's Richard Jemfi, he's head of international relations at the Scholarship Secretariat. Seth, we have to go now. Thank you. Do send the information that you have to us, and then we'll check with Richard.
I will forward them to you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That's Seth Ofori. He's Seth Ofori Nyazu. He's a medical student in Ukraine. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. My name is Umaru Sandam. I'm here with Akosia Otri. Up next, Netili Neti is in studio to bring us the latest in the world of business. And then we have the on-air series of the Citi Business Festival coming up next. Please don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Passengers, mama me 2 minutes per ride. Neighbor Cecilia.
Driver, you can't do this in London.
Oh, English, madam. We dear Miss 1 minute per ride.
Shell, driver, we're in a hurry, please. What's all this about?
Oh, madam. Help me say thank you to Shell. Shell Fuel Save lasts longer and helps us to save more money to do more things. Also, because I'm a member of the Shell Club, I get loyalty points every time I buy fuels that I use to redeem gifts I love. I can get third-party insurance for my car, free medical insurance, provisions for my home, and many more. Shell day my side. In fact, when I see another Shell station, I will hug everyone there.
Hey, driver, what the fire kwanza?
Hey, English, madam. Into TG.
Enjoy numerous benefits when you buy fuel from Shell. Get loyalty points to claim third-party car insurance, family medical cover, provisions, and many more for free. Driver, Shell day your side. Go well.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, powered by citibusinessnews.com. citibusinessnews.com. Let's settle for the details now. The Bank of Ghana is warning the public to desist from engaging in the activities of some unlicensed entities engaging in the provision of loans through mobile applications. The central bank says the activities of the unauthorized loan providers are in contravention of the Banks and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institutions Act 2016, Act 930. There's more in the following news desk report.
The 97 entities operating without a license or authorization include Flash Cash, GH Lending, Momo Cash Loans, Prime Loans, Quick Cash, True Citi, U Cash, Top Credit, Cash Star, Ghana Lending, PK Loans, Aquaba Cash, Home Credit, Sikakasa, Joy Cash, among others. The Bank of Ghana reiterated that the activities of these entities significantly breach customer data and privacy laws, as well as consumer protection requirements and norms, with unfavorable implications on the integrity and well-being of their patrons. The Bank of Ghana says it will continue to take action against these entities in collaboration with relevant state agencies to promote the integrity of financial service delivery. The public is therefore encouraged to patronize the various types of digital credit products approved by the Bank of Ghana and delivered by banks and specialized deposit-taking institutions in partnership with mobile money operators. The general public has also been advised to consult the bank's website for the approved list of licensed institutions before transacting any business with any institution.
That was a Citi Business News Desk report. The Institute of Fiscal Studies, IFS, is pushing for an increment in revenue generation from the extractive sector as part of government's medium to long-term revenue mobilization strategy. The IFS says the IMF program as it stands now is over-reliant on taxation of businesses and industries for revenue mobilization, which could potentially hamper the growth of businesses and negatively impact economic growth. Speaking at a press engagement on Wednesday, Senior Research Fellow and Acting Executive Director of the Institute, Dr. Said Boachi, said government should reduce the tax burden on businesses.
So, the potential for revenue generation by the government of Ghana to boost revenue from the extractive sector is considerable. And if it is exploited, the country will be able to substantially grow domestic and the gap with peers without burdening the economy with growth hampering taxation. Explicit policies, at least for now, in the program, that aim at ensuring active participation of the state in the extractive sector for greater domestic revenue.
Dr. Said Boachi is a Senior Research Fellow at the Institute of Fiscal Service. And that's it for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, powered by citibusinessnews.com. My name is Netelinete Ajaho. Have a good evening.
We speak first. Reach our hotline